showing appreciation for your classmates as we call up diploma awards. You clapped politely, a couple of woo-hoos are okay, and you didn't do any rhythmic clapping or long clapping things. Okay, this is not a pep assembly. This is an awards assembly, and so it is slightly different behavior. How many of you got to watch our high school awards assembly a little bit this morning? I know the sound was a little hard to hear at first. Okay, so you got an idea there on what's expected. Now that one is more of a semi-formal one. You guys obviously are a little bit more casual today, but they set a very good example of what we are going to expect of you today. Okay, first of all, if your cell phone is on your person, it needs to be turned on silent and put in your pocket. Anybody who gets their cell phone out during this assembly will have it confiscated. When you are in an auditorium watching a show or a program, it is considered very rude and disrespectful to be on your phone, texting, or gaming when the show is going on. You don't even answer your phone or anything like that during a concert, okay? So start learning that behavior right now. It's proper etiquette. It's good manners. Also, when the presenter is here at the podium, just like I'm doing right now, you guys are making eye contact, you're quiet, you're paying attention. You are capable of doing that for the next 45 minutes or so, okay? So keep up the good work. You've already started off very, very well. I'm very proud of you. All right, when we start the presentations, when your name is called, you will come up this stairwell over here. You will receive your reward from an adult who is standing here. And when you get your reward, you shake hands with the right hand and receive the award with your left hand. If there are several of you in the same category that are called on stage, then you stand there politely, looking out at the audience and smiling and being proud of yourself because you win. The adult up here says you may be seated, then you return quietly to your seat. And when you are not walking up here on stage and you are not receiving an award, you are still quiet and being respectful so that you can cheer on and show the proper positivity towards your classmates who have earned awards. Any questions about that? Anybody who has difficulty following these rules today with you? So hopefully we can get through this graders. Okay, you guys are already behaving a heck of a lot better than you did last year, so we're expecting it to go smoothly. Keep doing what you're doing now, and it's going to be a great program. All right, let's get started. Mrs. Smiles.
Good afternoon. These awards were selected by the teachers either in the content classroom or in the specials classroom, and each of the teachers will tell you why they feel that the students that receive the award are deserving of these merit awards. So our first award presenter this morning, representing the ELA honors for 7th and 8th grade, is Mrs. Moroza.
Thank you, Mrs. Miles. Good afternoon. This year I had the privilege of teaching the English Language Arts honors courses for grades 7 and 8. Throughout the last 9 months, the students in these classes have dug into literacy, explored a variety of writing genres, and participated in our Book Bonanza Literacy Festival. The 4 students selected for the ELA Honors Merit Award demonstrated excellence in the field of literacy. It is my pleasure to present these ELA This year, the ELA Merit Awards for the following 8th grade students, Aiden Mack and Agnes Urban. just had two more prizes to give out. These are prizes. I made a promise to my ELA classes this year. The promise was that they could read, I thought they could read 1,000 chapter books by the end of the year. And if they did, I would buy a Barnes & Noble gift card and I would select a name from the reading jar. I'm thrilled to announce that the 88 students in my classes this year have surpassed the goal by reading 1,061 books. Thank you for an amazing year. The following students will receive a $25 gift card, and a special thank you to Mrs. Columbus for donating a second gift card. We'll pull two names out, and those students can come up and get their Barnes & Noble gift card. Okay, the first $25 gift card goes to Logan Ketzel. And the second $25 gift card goes to Elizabeth McCosby. Thank you for an amazing year. Next up, Mr. Solhanek will present students with their merit awards.
Okay, I'd like to start. I said this last year. 8th grade might remember it, they may not. Back in 1983 or 84, when I was a 7th grader, I would be somebody that would never have left my seat during this presentation. I wouldn't have gotten any awards. So I want those of you that most people can't. There's only so many awards to be given out. And just because you may not get an award today, and you haven't found your niche or your special ability, doesn't mean that you're not going to. We all have different abilities, different interests, and we all develop at a different level. So I just want to leave you with that thought that just because you don't get something today doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful someday. And you may very well blossom into the best reader or the best in math or whatever it might be, best in athletics. So every year I have a difficult time choosing the two students because I end up with a big group of kids, not a big group, but more than two kids that have really good grades. And so it always comes down to a tiebreaker. And it comes down basically to the two people that consistently exhibit integrity and hard work. Now, hard work is something that you guys can easily grasp, okay? Integrity is pretty complicated when you really sit down and think about it. It incorporates or encompasses more than one quality, all right? But the two students that I have selected exhibit a desire to succeed, which I believe is a quality of integrity. These are students that I don't have to force to learn, and I don't have to entertain them to learn. They just have a desire to learn. The academics, as well as the integrity and work ethic, would be Gabby Gallagher and Joe Sinceri. Okay, I'm going to introduce to you next Mrs. Wolf.
Thank you.
8 Merit Award. I've really enjoyed working with my 8th graders this year and getting to know you guys, getting to see you in the cafeteria too. And the one thing that I notice, and I see this in my Spanish classes as well, is that every one of you has talents. They're different for everybody. Everyone has strengths, weaknesses, but you have strengths somewhere, you know, whether that's ELA or not. So in choosing this Merit Award, I wanted to choose someone who, yeah, they do well in ELA class, and that's great, but a lot of you do. I also wanted to choose someone who really exhibited the characteristics of integrity, the characteristics of kindness, and just overall creating a positive atmosphere in the classroom. Someone who works well with their peers, someone who always tries their hardest. So I'm going to be presenting this award today to 2 people, Austin Hinkle and Tristan Brennan. Mr. Wysocki. Okay. So the Health Merit Award for Mr. Wysocki is presented by Mrs.
Unfortunately, Mr. Wysocki is not able to be with us this afternoon, so I am on his behalf going to go ahead and make these recognitions. I'm not sure what he uses as guidelines, but having both of these individuals in class, I know that they're hard workers, so I'm sure that really played into it. Our winners are, for Merit in Health, Rowan Collins and Aiden Mack. Mrs. Green is also not able to be with us this afternoon, so on her behalf I am presenting the Art Merit Award. The Merit Award winners for Art go to Logan Ketzel and Gabby Gallagher. Mr. Walzer is unable to be with us as well, so he has awarded 2 students a Merit Award in robotics. So the 2 students that he felt stood out in his mind are Maggie Alfera and Matthew Howe. And this last award is an award for cyber education. Obviously, the student is not with us to receive this award, but we will make sure that she receives it. This is Miss Isabella Carlson. So congratulations, Isabella. I would like to now introduce Mr. Scott Boyer, who is the band director.
Good afternoon, everyone. I had the pleasure of handing out some awards this morning. I'm excited to do it again this afternoon. So I have an award for both 7th grade and 8th grade band. These students that I selected for the Merit Award, they were only in the classroom, but they put in the extra hours outside of school much of the practicing that happens as a band student is unseen. You know, we get to see football outside practice, we get to see softball, all of our athletics, but our music students are usually in their room by themselves practicing, putting in a lot of individual work. So both of these students, again, very, very high level of musicianship. They also both performed at the Junior High District Band Festival back in March. Our 7th grade merit in middle school band goes to Peyton Milsick. And our 8th grade band merit award goes to Aiden Mack. I will now be turning the microphone over to Mrs. Heights.
I am speaking on behalf of Mrs. Heights. So this is her merit for home ec. I already know these people are hardworking, and not only do they focus and get along with others, but they're also leaders. So these people are Juliana Heiler and Chase Hales.
I am here to give my Resiliency Merit Awards. Now, this year was unique in that I had 2 sections of resiliency, 2 classes a day. So I had a 7th grade section and an 8th grade section, as you all know. So the 8th grade section was just something extra we added this year to add some extra supports for those of you. And so I already recognized the current 8th graders back when you guys were in 7th grade. So I'm only giving an award for the 7th grade resiliency this year, okay? So these 2 students from my 7th grade resiliency classes earned all of the maximum points for the assignments that we did, whether they were in class or like the 2 homework assignments I gave all year. Also had very, very high participation points, and most appreciative for me is that they also always came to class prepared with a notebook, their folder, and a pencil. I know, it's kind of crazy, right? Yes. So I very much appreciated that about our 2 recipients today. I'd like to give these to Alex Medved and Elena Limbright. All right, I am also going to be giving a couple of other awards for some teachers who couldn't be here. Now, keep in mind that the teachers that aren't here, probably because they have afternoon classes with high schoolers, okay? So you're still very important to them. Don't ever think just because they're not here that that's not the case. So the next awards that I will be giving out are for Mr. Wypeck, and these would be the Tech Ed Merit Awards. All right, once again, like Mrs. Miles said, I don't particularly have the criteria from Mr. Wypeck on how he made this decision, but I can see by looking at the names, 2 very deserving students. So please come forward for the Tech Ed Merit Awards, Jackson Reese and Danica Lipalon. Next, for Mrs. Klingerman, I will be giving the choral by Mrs. Klingerman for the Choral Merit Award, and I've heard this young lady sing. Has quite a beautiful voice. Elizabeth McCosby. The next merit scholarships that we're going to be giving out are for those students who are in Algebra 2. So these would, I think, be 8th graders. The Algebra 2 Merit Awards go to Grant Hennon and Megan Zerpak. That I want to recognize. We don't have a certificate for them up here because they were both actually already recognized in our big assembly this morning. This is a Good Citizenship Award that is sponsored by the American Legion, but I still would like them to be acknowledged and get to come up on stage again. So the two recipients, and it's for two 8th graders, a boy and a girl, from the American Legion for their Citizenship Award, go to Aiden Mack and Alexis Bennett. Are returning to their seats, I would like to welcome Mr. Steve Skurbitz to the podium.
How do I not pick all of you after that? That was incredible. Love you too, guys. I currently have 3 sections of Science 8. With 72 kids, and I can honestly stand here and say, on any given day, I could have picked all of you for these, but unfortunately, Mrs. Mouse refused to let me pick more than one. Just saying. So I had to extend. I started to look at performance on benchmarks, participation in class, not only answers, but ideas, individual questions that you asked. And let's be honest, I love science so much, sometimes I forget there's other subjects in this book. So I was really looking for 2 students that I thought really loved science and would probably stay in it. So with that in consideration, I have selected for the Science 8 Merit Award in my classes, Grant Hennon and Alexis Huffnagel. I will turn the podium over to Mrs. Verdesky.
All right. So the definition of a scientist from Google says a scientist is someone. Let's turn on my tiptoes. So a scientist is someone who systematically gathers information, uses research and evidence to make hypotheses and test them, to gain and share understanding and knowledge. So I thought about that definition and the characteristics of what a future scientist would need when I selected my 7th and 8th grade merit awards. So The characteristics I see in these four are they seek answers to questions, they think critically, they always wonder, work hard, are meticulous in that work, never give up, and see science in the world around them. So our 7th grade Merit Award for Science goes to Alexis Sherry and Aiden Breitenbach. And while they're making their way to the stage, our 8th grade Merit Award for my sections go to Nora Johns and Tage Schaefer. Next, I would like to introduce Ms. Buckner.
Okay, so I have 2 middle school classes. First is my Math 7 honors group, and then I also have Algebra 1 for middle schoolers. So I'd first like to say the Math Honors 7, there's 20 of you in that class, and you guys have come a very long way since the beginning of the year. You haven't been worried, but I'm very proud of all of you. But looking at everybody as a whole, you know, it's very hard to separate, as Mr. Skurvitz was saying. So I looked at grades, and then I looked at how you interact within the class amongst your classmates, how you think mathematically, and I was able to pick 2 people from the class that I will be awarding the Math Merit Award for the 7th grade Math Honors. Hold on for that for a second. And then I have my Algebra middle school group, you know, great group, about, almost 40 of you in there, and very proud. You guys worked really hard for me. We did PSSAs, we did Keystones all year. You know, we don't get a break in algebra. So I want to thank you all, and I'm super proud of you, and I'm ready to release you to the next level of your math. I picked 2 based on the same criteria. You know, I looked at grades, I looked at how you interact, and again, how you mathematically think through things and grasp concepts and help your classmates. So from Math Honor 7, the 2 recipients are Hannah Lewis and Anthony Zaccardi. From the Algebra Middle School group, I would like to call up Elizabeth McCosby and Hunter Corbett. So next, I'd like to call up Mrs. Rambo, and she will be presenting to her back.
Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. I would first of all like to thank all of my students in Algebra, Geometry 7 and 8 I was only able to choose 2 students in each grade level for this award as well. I had a very difficult time because I have a lot of students that are working very hard, earning very good grades, and as the other teachers mentioned, I had to take more into consideration than just grades. So I looked at, again, your hard work in class, having your assignments completed, being prepared, just thinking through the math problem sometimes, it could have put you above the rest. So again, I really honestly wish I would have had more awards that I could have given out, but my 7th grade award winners are Annie Pacifico and Landon Savo. My 8th grade recipients are Ellery Stewart and Seth Walden. And next up is Mrs. Miles again.
First, I want to thank you for your behavior. You're doing a great job of being, or were, being respectful and listening and showing your support for your peers. When it came to choosing the 8th grade Social Studies Merit Award, I was really in a quandary because I was forcing everyone else to give me 2 names, so I had to come up with 2 names myself. And seriously, my first period class of the day, they're probably the dream class, probably the best group of kids I've ever worked with in one room at the same time ever in my 36 years of being in education, so I thank you for that. Period 9 also has some great kids in it, and so it came down to looking at what we've been talking about, you know, that integrity, that work ethic, the attitude. These young folks, and seriously, I could have just randomly drawn out 2 names from my period 1 class and been just as happy with my choices because they're such a great group, and I don't ever have to like ask any of them to do anything for me. They do their work, they work hard at it, they want to do well, and I do appreciate that. But the 2 names that stood out to me in terms of class participation and attitude and ethic are Maggie Alfera and Grant Hennon. Seventh grade, it was also a tricky decision because there were so many that were very close when I was looking at attitude, behavior, participation, cooperation. The 2 names that stood out to me are because these 2 young adults are super into whatever they're doing. Whatever project they were working on, they gave it their all. They asked questions, they probed, they dug a little deeper than they even needed to, and I really appreciated that desire to learn and understand our world around us. So I would like to honor in 7th grade Merit for Social Studies, Mari McKissick and Hunter Foreman. Our next presenter is going to be representing the middle school athletic programs. So give your kind attention to Mrs. Heights.
Okay, mine is really long, so I'm going to talk fast, okay? First of all, just a reminder, if you're doing cheerleading in the fall, 7th and 8th grade football, 7th and 8th grade girls basketball, and cross country, make sure you have signed up with me and picked up a packet, because next Wednesday are your physicals that the school takes care of. If you don't get your physical that day, then you'll have to go over the summer yourself, and some of you will have to pay for those. Okay, so make sure if you're doing any fall sports that you've already, if you haven't already come in and make sure you get a packet. Okay, so what we decided to do was just have you stand at your seats, because this is probably almost all of you that are involved in a sport. We have a lot of 7th and 8th grade sports. We didn't always have this many. When I first started here, we had basketball, maybe some cross country, football. We didn't have all the spring sports, so a lot of you are involved in our athletic program. Okay, first, just stand at your seats. This is our middle school cheerleading squad. Just stand up, and we're just going to give you one round of applause at the end, okay? Savannah Gordon, Lily Changway, Natalie Rogers, Alyssa Stewart, stay standing so we can give you a round of applause. Olivia Winter, Kendall Zeppelin, Callie Dideco, Meredith Doherty, Sydney Mosier, Gigi Santini, and Carrie Young. This is your cheerleading squad. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, now this is a really big one. This group had a really good year, losing only one game, and unfortunately that was a championship, but they played their hearts out. This is our boys football team. Okay, you guys did have a great year. You were a lot of fun to watch. Okay, so stand at your seats again, and we're going to wait to the end to give everybody a round of applause. Lucas Santini, Jack Miles. Just stand up, Jack, and stay standing, okay? Luke Baker, Nathan Hill, Landon Olinchi, Anthony Zaccardi, Logan Ketzel. We have Talon Bailey, Lucas Weir, Colton Carlson, JJ McBride, Mason Mosier, Tyler Stewart, Archer Brua, Elijah Seltzer, Austin Hinkle, Ashton Main, Jack Perdue, Kevin Mahoney, Ryan Michaels, Dawn Willis, Alex Medved, Chase Bales, Rhodey Boyer, Valentino Marino, and Casey Wilson. I hope I didn't miss anybody. One big round of applause. I can tell you one thing, and I'm a boy mom, okay? So I can't wait to see you guys play for the next 5 years, 4 and 5 years. It's going to be great. You're going to have some really good teams. No offense to the girls, I'm just a boy mom, like I said. Okay, cross country, something that, listen, I'm not a runner. I respect you guys so much. You get out there and run, and run, and run. Okay, the roster, Braxton Carr, Logan Kutchell, Megan Serpak, Jacob Gruber, Aiden Mack, Tommy McCrowell, Aiden Parsons, Henry Perdue, Cody Watt, and Aiden Breitenbach. Good job. Can you imagine how many total miles they've run this year? I can't even imagine. We do have a couple not official awards. These kids were recognized at the cross-country banquet, I believe. But the most valuable junior high boy, you can just stand at your seat. We're going to give him another big round of applause. Aiden Mack. And we had, Coach Lawhead gave me the name of the most improved junior high runner. That was Cody Watt. Is he here? Okay. And we just want to recognize the two captains, Jake Gruber and Megan Serpak were our captains. Good job. And also Megan Serpak is our rising star. Megan and I don't know what he meant by that, but she's the rising star. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay, now this is junior high girls basketball, which I did get to watch all your games that were at home. You girls were so fun to watch this year. Yes, they were so much fun to watch. They're very intense, especially our 8th graders. Okay, 8th graders, Maggie Alfera, Tegan Fortuna, Alexis Geiwitz, Jael Henderson, Maya Jarrett, and Erica Wagner. Stand up. Now listen, she's in the next group, but she can stand up now. Listen, these girls won against my biggest nemesis, which is Neshannock, and they beat them 18 to 21. I think that deserves a loud round of applause. Now we recognize Lexi also because she did play quite a bit of the championship game and a lot of 8th grade. She got a lot of 8th grade quarters throughout the year. Okay, our 7th graders were Quinn Barker, Callie Dedeco, Juliana Heiler, Brooke Hudak, Lexi Kroll, Hannah Lewis, Mari McKissick, Bobby Joe Morrison, and Gigi Santini. If you could stay standing, girls, okay? Stay standing. Now, unfortunately, but they have a year to redeem themselves. Unfortunately, they did lose, but they made it to the championship game, only to be defeated by Neshannock. We're going to get them this year, right, girls? We're going to get them. Okay, so that's girls basketball, and we want to say congratulations to all of you, and you got to stick with the sport, okay? 7th graders are going to play middle school next year, but you girls in 8th grade will be on the varsity team, which will be next winter, so we'll make sure we get you signed up next year for that. Okay, junior high wrestling. Now, I don't understand anything about this sport, but I know it's very popular. So, and I did get to watch you guys wrestle quite a bit. Okay, here's our roster. Braxton Carr, Nathan Hill, Jack Miles, Alyssa Stewart, Casey Wilson, Archer Brua, Logan Ketzel, Ashton Main, and Dawn Willis. Good job, guys. Listen, I don't know anything about their rules, but you should see the people that come to watch them wrestle. It's amazing. And I see a lot of good things coming in the future to this squad. That's one thing. Okay, next is going to be basketball. Okay, this is the boys. There's a lot, again. The boys and girls, the boys basketball squad's very large. So we're just going to have you stand at your seat. I'm going to name all 8th and 7th graders together. Okay, Eli Bentram, stand up. Jonah Gilmore, Tyrone Kunzelman, Connor McCrowell, Jake McBride, Landon Lynchy, Luca Santini. Keep standing. And we have our 7th graders, Aiden Breakbach, Jordan Carr, Abe Dean, Gusty, Mason Ernst, Braden Faulkner, Jonathan Fulton, Seth Gilmore, Adam Kuth, Alex Medved, Cameron Michaels, Mason Mosier, Ray Perry, Drew Show, Vern Sipe, Tyler Stewart, Jeremiah Weber, Anthony Zaccardi, and Will Zelenik. Now listen, I hope to see a lot of you guys play all through till you get into 12th grade. You're going to have a great team, great teams. So let's give them one big round of applause. Sorry, I'm looking for the volleyball roster. I hope it's not still on my desk. Okay, so this is in my hand. Okay, we're going to turn volleyball over to Coach Carlson.
So just stand when I call your name. This is the junior high volleyball team. Maggie Alfera, Ella Barkley, Lily Changway, Megan Zerpek, Tegan Fortuna, Alexis Geiwitz, J.L. Henderson, Macy Miller, Ivy Pancher, Natalie Rogers, Jalen Salette, Olivia Winter, Kendall Zeppelin, Kaylee the Jaco, Maya Galizia, Gia Henderson, Juliana Heiler, Brooke Hudak, Lexi Kroll, Elena Lambright, Hannah Lewis, Amara McKissick, Sydney Moser, Juliana Santini, and Kara Young. And 8th grade went and only lost one game. Me and Coach Agus are very proud of all of you, and we decided on a few awards. So, first, we have MVP. These two, we picked one for 7th, one for 8th grade. These two people were leaders, and they picked up their team not only when we were winning, but when we were down, and that is very important. So for 7th grade, we have Lexi Kroll, and 8th grade, Tegan Fortuna. And now we have most improved. These two people grew from the beginning of the season tremendously, and we both noticed that. So for 7th grade, we have Elena Lambright, and for 8th grade, Lily Changway. And I have two more. So these are more like personal ones. So we have sportsmanship. This is very important when you play any sport. To be good with your teammates, to, when you're taken out, cheer on the other person, not pout or anything. So for sportsmanship, for 8th grade, we have Maggie Alfera. Okay, and this one is team spirit. This person always cheers on their teammates and almost blows out my eardrum every game. Kendall Zeppelin. And back to Mrs. Heights.
Okay, just 3 more. Now, these are our spring sports, okay? First is the middle school softball team. Just stand at your seats again. Riley Balcom, Tegan Fortuna, Macy Lang, Macy Miller, Ivy Pancher, Jules Record, Hayden Seifert, Quinn Barker, Tessa Cautalesi, Juliana Heiler, Lexi Kroll, Mari McKissick, and Alexis Sherry. This group of girls only lost 2 games in the regular season. They had a great year. We're looking for big things from them in the future. So let's give them a round of applause. Now also, I don't have any solid information on the baseball, but you guys can let me know. They had a great season also, I believe. 1 loss, 2 losses? Baseball, just 1? Okay, Talon Bailey, Colton Carlson, Dylan Dugan, Connor McCrow, Kevin Mahoney, Jacob McBride, John David Marar, Lucas Santini, Aiden Breitenbach, Nolan Dugan, Braden Faulkner, Seth Gilmore, Ashton Main, Alex Medved, Cameron Michaels, Ryan Michaels, Mason Mosier, Vern Sipe, Tyler Stewart, Anthony Zaccardi, and Will Zelenik. Wow, what a big squad. I hope you all stick with it through senior high. For sure. Good job, guys. Okay, so I was talking to a couple of the girls earlier as we were going over these rosters, and We had some really good track records broken, I guess, this season. A lot of junior high records were shattered by some of the participants on our 7th and 8th grade track team. So we're going to recognize the girls and guys together and hope that a lot of you stay with this through high school. We have 6 senior high track participants going to the state track meet leaving Thursday morning. And that is a huge number for a school the size of Laurel, I can tell you that, so let's keep it up. First, Samantha McKnight, and I believe she is homeschooled, so she's not with us today. Okay, Maggie Alfaro, Luke Baker, Megan Zerpak, Alexis Gaiowitz, Grant Hennon, Nathan Hill, Chris Johns, Nora Johns, Tyrone Kunselman, Macy Lang, Aiden Mack, Jack Miles, Landon Olinchi, Henry Perdue, Erica Wagner, Casey Wilson, Aiden Breitenbach, Logan Ketzel, Lexi Kroll, sorry, Ellery Mack, Mari McKissick, Ray Perry, Alexis Sherry, Kara Young, and Will Zelenik. Now look at this. This is an amazing number for just a 7th and 8th grade squad. So let's keep it up and stick with it till you get in high school, and then maybe some of you will be going to Shippensburg for the state finals when you're seniors. So let's give a round of applause to the track team. I know that took a while to recognize everybody, but you're only in 7th and 8th grade, and you have to understand when you get in high school, it's very hard to balance athletics and academics, and if you can do it, hats off to you. It's a great accomplishment to be able to do both while you're in school, plus the other extracurricular activities that we have. And at this time, I'm going to turn the podium over to Mrs. Columbus.
Okay, I am giving out the Super Spartans Awards. These are given to students who exemplify the qualities of kindness, safety, and responsibility. Teachers made nominations and were selected by secret balloting. It was a very close competition with the balloting. So 7th grade Super Spartan Award winners: Georgia Christo. Is she here? No. Georgia is a very polite and respectful. She has a positive attitude and great work ethic. She is kind to all those around her. Let's give her a hand. Our other 7th grade award winner is Landon Saba. Landon is a very quiet but is an admirable student. He participates in class, is kind to others, and very respectful to his fellow students and staff. Let's give Landon a hand. Our 8th grade Super Spartan Award winners: Danica Olipo Ohm. Danica is a very bright student who is very friendly and kind. She always makes an effort to acknowledge the staff and her peers. She is a hard worker and has a great attitude. And I'd like to recognize Kevin Mahoney. Kevin is a very respectful and polite student. He is friendly to staff and peers. He has a positive attitude, upbeat attitude, and a great work ethic. Can we please give our Super Spartan Award winners a round? At this time, I'm going to turn the program back over to Mrs. Miles. That will conclude our program this afternoon. I want to thank first all of the staff who took the time to make considerations and think about these awards and select wisely, I believe. I want to thank you for your kind attention and the support of your peers. I also want to tell you that if you saw the assembly this morning, you saw how many students were on the stage. Those students received awards for their hard work from 9th through 12th grade. And they received them in a wide variety of topics and areas and activities and interests. Everything from technology to agriculture to the arts and of course the academic areas. As Mr. Hannick mentioned, you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve and you can find your niche. Those of you in 8th grade going into high school, I just been asked this afternoon to give my advice to the seniors graduating and I give you the same advice. You know, go for the gusto. Do everything you can do. This age once in your lifetime. You have a lot less responsibility than you ever will the rest of your lifetime. Enjoy the things you can. Do the activities. Participate in the sports. Play the games. Go to the fun activities because this is the time for you to do those things and enjoy life and find out where your little place in life is. So I wish you that well for those going into high school next year, especially the athletes. When you go into the varsity level, that's a whole nother